Gilbert, what are you doing all day in a cave? Oh, I know. You're waiting for the next broadcast of Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
My lords and ladies, geeks, geekerellas, geekulas, and geekeritas, I am Lord Blood-Rah, and this is Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater. What makes humans different from the other animals of the earth? Is it the use of language? It's been found that dolphins and birds have a very complex language they use to speak to each other. The use of tools? Chimpanzees use sticks to fish termites out of logs to eat, and sea otters use rocks to break open shellfish. What is it then that makes human beings unique? Other than our inherited insanity, of course. It's art, my lords and ladies, art. Yes, I know that elephants and apes have been trained to paint pictures in captivity. But you don't see that in the wild, do you? You don't see elephants in Africa mixing pigments and stretching canvases. You don't see gorillas carving tree trunks into statues of other gorillas. No, my lords and ladies, art. It is art that makes human beings unique. And tonight, I will talk to you of art again. Because tonight, we once again present the 1959 Roger Corman classic, Bucket of Blood. Bucket of Blood was the very first movie we presented here in the Nerve-Wrackin' Theater, and we're presenting it again. One, because it is one of my favorite movies of all time, and two, because I recently became acquainted with two great artists you need to know about. And we're going to be meeting them both a little bit later. But now, my lords and ladies, without further ado, I give to you a nobody who uses art to try to become somebody by using other people's bodies to create art. Here is Bucket of Blood.
I will talk to you of art, for there is nothing else to talk about. For there is nothing else. Life is an obscure hobo bumming a ride on the omnibus of art. Burn gas, buggies, and whip your sour cream of circumstance, and hope. And go ahead and sleep your bloody heads off. Creation is. All else is not. What is not creation is graham crackers. Let it all crumble to feed the creator. The artist is. All others are not. A canvas is a canvas, or a painting. A rock is a rock, or a statue. A sound is a sound, or is music. A creature is a creature, or an artist. Where are John, Joe, Jake, Jim, Jerk? Dead, dead, dead. They were not born. Before they were born, they were not born. Where are Leonardo, Rembrandt, Ludwig? Alive, alive, alive. They were born. Bring on the multitude with a multitude of fishes. Feed them to the fishes for liver oil, to nourish the artist. Stretch their skins upon an easel to give him canvas. Crush their bones into a paste that he might mold them. Let them die. And by their miserable deaths become the clay within his hands, that he might form an ashtray or an ark. For all that is comes through the eye of the artist. The rest a blind fish swimming in the cave of aloneness. Swim on, you maudlin, muddling, maddened fools, and dream that one bright and sunny night some artist will bait a hook and let you bite upon it. Bite hard and die. In his stomach, you are very close to immortality.
Walter, what are you doing here? I was looking at Carla's picture. Do I pay you to look at pictures? Come on, get to work. I was just looking. There are empty cups all over the place. Clear them out.
You shouldn't be so rough on him, Leonard.
Hey, say, Walter. All right. There you go, cut.
Yes, man. How you making?
Fine, man. How about you? In and out.
Valdez, Vice.
Yeah, LaCroix checking in. Lou took over a couple of minutes ago.
Anything new at the door?
Well, nothing you can pound nails in. A couple of hustlers. One of them short, fat, brunette, named Skinny. The other one was short also. She was bleached and skinny.
Name of Fat.
Probably. I didn't get it. They didn't give any pictures, though. Guess you can keep an eye on them.
Okay, any heads?
Well, Jerry Sachs looked like he was straight. I'm sure he's on it anyway. Didn't see any pushers around the place. Lou said he'd check out on Jerry, sound him out later if he gets any higher. I guess that's about it.
Okay, go on home and get a good night's sleep, you think.
Okay, so long.
Everyone listen to my new poem. But do you think they really heard it?
I heard it, Mr. Brock.
Thank you, Walter. I'm sure you did.
Bring on the multitude with a multitude of fishes. Feed them to the fishes for liver oil to nourish the artist.
That was word for word.
Is it? I've forgotten.
You mean you don't remember your own poem?
I refuse to say anything twice. Repetition is death.
I don't get it.
When you repeat something, you are reliving a moment, wasting it, severing it from the other end of your life. I believe only in new impressions, new stimuli, new life.
I thought you believed that life is an obscure hobo bumming a ride on the...
I do believe that, Walter, but I also believe creative living. To be uncreative, you might as well be in your grave. Or in the army.
They tried to draft me once. I couldn't pass the test.
Walter, Leonard's looking at
you. He's just my gun.
Walter has a clear mind. One day something will enter it, feel lonely, and leave again.
Too much.
Yes, cats, yes. If you want to know how beatniks live, William and me will show you. We'll introduce you to some wild ones. You may even discover an artist of your own.
And how much is that going to cost us?
What cost? A couple of bucks. You want to meet some beatniks, don't you?
Oh, no, it's the artist. I'm just crazy about artists.
All that is comes through the eye of the artist. The rest are just blind fish swimming in a cave of aloneness.
Oh, you must be an artist. And working as a busboy, too.
Feed him that he will be satisfied. The artist is. All others are not.
That's most intriguing. Are you a painter?
Well, no, I'm working on something that's not ready yet.
What is it, man? Finger painting?
Draw me a picture of a house, Walter. Make some smoke coming out of the chimney.
Well, I am working on something. I'll show you soon.
Walter?
Is he?
You get a good look, kid? Come on home.
Didn't die from natural causes. In fact, he may have been murdered. Murdered?
A town terrorized by an unknown killer, and the killer hunt is on. Is it the village belle, or her sweetheart? Is it the beloved doctor, or the town drunk? Could it be the accommodating waitress, or the stranger?
What's your secret? Promise not to tell anyone? Sure. Well, I'm really the devil.
But whoever the stranger is, he's raising the devil in town. And the devil's partner is busy, too.
It's me!
A blood-marked trail will take you into shocking terror. Half man, half beast. He sold his soul to the devil.
We now return to Bucket of Blood as lonely Walter returns to his lonely room to transform himself into an artist.
Hello, Mrs. Swicker.
Oh, Walter, you look awful pale. What'd you have to eat tonight?
I had a salami sandwich, Mrs. Swicker.
Oh, if you were my son, why don't you let me fix you a nice bowl of soup? Won't take but a minute.
Oh, it's okay. I can fix myself something. Besides, I got something important to do.
Say, Walter, did you see anything of Frankie tonight when you went out?
I didn't see him at all.
Well, if you do, tell him I got a nice, fresh piece of halibut for him.
Tell him that? I mean, do you think he'll understand? He's only a cat.
Good night, Walter.
Frankie? Canvas is a canvas or a painting. A rock is a rock or a statue. A sound is a sound or it's music. Come on, be a nose. Be a nose. What's the matter, Frankie? How'd you get yourself stuck in a wall? Wait a minute, I'll get you out. Frankie? Frankie? You all right, Frankie? Frankie, I'm sorry. Poor Mrs. Swickett. She had a nice fresh piece of halibut for you. I'll give you to her in the morning. Repetition is death, Frankie.
Let them die, and by their miserable deaths become the clay within his hands, that he might form an ashtray or an ark. Pray that you might be his diadem, gold, glory, paint, clay, that he might take you in his magic hands and wring from your marrow wonders.
Where are John, Joe, Jim, Jerk? Dead, dead, dead.
Hi, Carla.
Walter, what are you doing here so early?
Well, I brought something. I think you'll like it.
Take that stuff to the laundromat, Walter.
Huh?
Don't mind him. What have you got?
It's a thing I made.
Walter.
You like it?
What's he got?
Oh, come look at this letter.
Where'd you get that, auction?
I made it.
You made that?
I said I did, didn't I?
Walter, it's very good.
Honest?
Honest.
What's it called?
Dead cat?
Dead Cat? That's its name?
Sure.
Well, it sure looks dead enough.
You want to buy it?
Buy it? That thing? Scare people out of the place.
Don't be silly. It's tremendous. Look at the detail. The anatomy's perfect. Look at the expression on its face.
How come you put a knife into it?
I didn't mean to.
Just got carried away, huh? Well, all right. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put it in the corner of the alcove. If it sells, we'll split 50-50, okay?
Sure. Does this mean I'm an artist?
Maybe so. You can do other things as well.
All that is comes through the eye of the artist.
Yeah, you're a real artist now. I go in back and scrub down those garbage cans. March now.
You really like it?
We like it. Now go on.
And now, the first of our featured artists tonight. A professional artist who has revived a retro 1960s Monster Kid art form for today's horror audience. The man's name is Jeff Carlson. And I caught up with Jeff at one of my live shows at the Chenard Winery in Castro Valley, California, where I presented the classic King Kong versus Godzilla. And now, please meet Mr. Jeff Carlson.
Jeff Carlson, want to thank you for being here today. How you doing?
Lord Blood-Rah, it's my pleasure.
It's great. So you are really making a name for yourself in the horror community doing these kind of retro, would you say, art pieces based on the old Maniac designs. Can you tell us about how you found these designs and basically how you were drawn to the entire Maniac concept?
Yeah, sure. I've been an illustrator professionally for 30 years, and a toy collector for for a long time as well. So I was drawn to the original 1960s Maniac transfers. They were very much in the style of Ed Big Daddy Roth, the kind of the whole like crazy weirdo t-shirt monster craze of the 60s. And I had a set of the original Maniacs, and I was offering reproductions for collectors who wanted to actually put them on shirts, but didn't want to ruin a valuable transfer. And when I started making those available, I had a lot of people suggest, like, well, wouldn't it have been awesome had they done more than 6? And that's all it took for me, was like, that was the spark. And the first one that I did was a Vincent Price tribute piece, and then the next one that I did was a Dr. Phibes tribute piece, yes. And it just snowballed from there. I think I have 50 new designs at this point, in addition to a lot of other like merchandising. It's not just T-shirt graphics, but yeah, no, it's been a fun ride, and it's really been the fans that have pushed me along to keep at it. And I mean, like, I originally did it for my own satisfaction, but the more people saw it, like, the feedback was awesome. So it's all about doing it for the fans.
Attempting to solve the distance of a beautiful girl, the East Side Kids invade a haunted mansion and come face to face with sinister Bela Lugosi. The kids take the first round, but that's only the beginning of this terrifying night.
What's the matter? You losing? How do you like my cat? You like this thing, man? Uh-huh. It's crazy. Crazy. You want to buy it? For me, man? On tap. He likes my cat. Get to work.
Hey, Walter, come here a minute. Hey, congratulations, man.
Walter, you're famous.
I saw your cat.
Did you like it, Mr. Brock?
You may call me Maxwell.
Now, how'd you do it, Walter?
Oh, I just took some clay and fixed it up.
Attention. Attention, everyone. As you passed through these yellow portals, I am sure you noticed on your right a small clay figure, and assumed this transfixed effigy to be the work of a master sculptor. And indeed, so it is. That master sculptor is in our midst. He is none other than Walter Paisley, our very own busboy, whose hands of genius have been carrying away the empty cups of your frustrations. Mark well this lad. His is the silent voice of creation. Within the dark, rich soil of humility, he blossoms as the hope of our nearly sterile century.
Beautiful, Maxwell.
Bring me an espresso, Walter.
Hey, Maxwell, really beautiful.
Thank you. Man, you are in.
Oh, Walter, it was wonderful.
Yes, cut. Yes. This is my man. Took of everything. Yes. Listen, man, you got a pen? Huh? This is my man.
Hey, Pops, what's happening?
Making a big scene for Walter.
Who'd he shoot?
He made a cat. Out of clay.
See you around.
Yeah, later.
Will somebody clear this table, please?
This is my man.
Will somebody clear this table?
Did you hear them, Mr. DeSantis? They all like my cat.
Yeah, very good. Now, look, Walter, you must be tired. Why don't you take the rest of the night off? Huh?
I don't...
No, you got it coming. Besides, you're creating an incident. When people are applauding, they don't order coffee. So go on home and work on something. Make another cat.
Well, I haven't got another cat.
Well, just go to the movies. Please, Walter, go.
All right, Mr. DeSantis. Good night.
Good night, Walter.
Walter? Walter, wait a minute.
Oh, hello, Naolia.
Walter, I dug it.
My cat?
It was the most wonderful, wildest, like, wittiest thing I've ever seen. Walter, you've done something to me. Something deep down inside of my prana.
I have?
Oh, Walter, I want to be with you. You're creative. You've got a hot light bulb glowing inside of you, and I want to be warmed by it.
Gee, that's nice of you, Naolia.
Walter, take me away from here. Take me away to some cool blue place and gas me.
I can't. I gotta go home.
Oh, then I'll go home with you.
Oh, no, Mrs. Swickett wouldn't like that. She's my landlady.
Isn't there anything I can do for you?
I don't think so, Naolia.
Oh, Walter, I can't let you just split like this. I've got to do something. I've got to contribute.
You don't have to do anything.
Wait. Wait, there is one thing I can do. One little thing. Don't leave, Walter. I want to give you something. Something that'll make you remember me. Put it in your pocket. Now go, Walter. Don't look back. Just go.
have your autograph, Mr. Paisley? Why, certainly, my good woman. Everybody likes my cat. You want to buy my statue, mister? $10,000? Okay. See, I'll be famous. And then I can ask Carla, and she'll say yes. I know she will.
Hello, Walter.
Oh, hi. You're Lou, ain't you? I seen you down the yellow door plenty. Come on in. I was just making some pancakes. You can have some if you like. Did you see my cat?
Yeah, I saw your cat. I also saw that chick lay these on you.
Oh, that was Naolia. She's a nice girl. She's kind of strange, though. I guess she figures I get headaches or something.
Okay, Walter, who's your connection?
Connection?
Yeah, connection. Who do you score from? Where do you buy your horse?
Horse?
Horse, junk, white stuff, heroin.
Is that what that is? I never seen any of that before. I always thought that was expensive.
Yeah, Walter, that can be real expensive.
Gee. Well, wasn't that nice of Naolia to give me that expensive horse?
Walter.
Huh?
Police officer.
Oh, you're like an undercover man.
You're under arrest, Walter.
Under arrest for what?
Possession of narcotics.
For me? What are you talking about?
Walter, I got you cold. Now you just come along quietly.
I didn't do nothing. And Naolia give me those. I didn't ask her for it. I didn't even know what was in
All right,
that.
you can tell him that downtown. Now let's go.
I ain't going no place with you.
Walter, do I have to point this at you?
You're gonna shoot me. No, don't shoot me.
Walter, just relax.
No, you're gonna shoot me.
Now, just relax.
No, don't shoot
Just
me.
shut up, Walter.
No, you're gonna shoot me. Don't shoot.
Walter! Are you all right? I thought I heard you shouting a minute ago. Walter!
I wouldn't do that if I were you, Miss Wickert. Walter's room is just a bloody mess right now, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to disturb him. He's quite disturbed enough as it is. And now, more of my conversation with the artist behind the modern Monster Maniac designs, Mr. Jeff Carlson.
Now, who do you find your primary fans are? Because for me, being a monster kid of a certain age, I saw these things and it was like discovering new Aurora monster model kits that I didn't know existed. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know this stuff was ever made. Then I realized, oh, they're new, and then I found out that you were making them. That's fantastic.
And that's exactly what I was going for. Was, like not staying slavishly to that original style, but keeping as close to it as I could, and still kind of making it my own thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you find a younger audience is responding to this?
Yeah, for sure. Whether they're finding it on their own through social media, or they have parents who are into it and because of the nature of it, it's it's, I don't want to say it's safe, but it's family friendly. And you'd be surprised at how hard that is to find anymore. Oh, sure. And that's not to say that I haven't done some characters that are a little more harder edge, like Freddy and and stuff like that. But I mean, it's still retro to me, So
right, it's the colorful. It's the colorful way that you do it with the big kind of splashy colors and splashy graphics that gives it that 60s feel, which is fantastic.
I'd like to maintain that level of like vintage, like naiveness. To me, that's the charm of it.
So what was it that initially drew you to the monsters? I assume when you were growing up, you had a horror host or horror shows that you watched?
Yeah.
Where did you grow up, by the way?
I grew up in Peoria, Illinois. So yeah, exactly. Hello, everyone in Peoria. But yeah, I think my first experience with horror host culture was a creature feature. But at the same time, we had creature feature shows without a host coming out of Chicago, like Channel 44 and Channel 32 later, and then eventually we would get Son of Svengoolie, now.
Well, I was deeply honored to see that you did a line of horror host maniacs, and I was included in it. And I was deeply honored to be included in that.
It's like this. It's a natural. So it itself.
With this kind of naive 1960s face.
Those are your words.
So where can people find out more about your artwork and where to find your stuff?
For more information about my illustration work, you can go to maniacmonsters.com. That will take you to a variety of sites to where you can check out and purchase my swag.
And of course, the movie we're presenting tonight is the Roger Corman classic, A Bucket of Blood, in which the poor schlub Walter Paisley finds that to become an artist, he has to kill a number of people and encase them in clay. Now, being an illustrator, I imagine that killing doesn't come up too much, but have you ever had to maim anyone in the pursuit of your art?
I've hurt someone's feelings. I don't know if that counts. But
well, that's pretty common. I mean,
that's true. I suppose if I'm not making somebody upset, I'm probably not doing my job properly. But no, officially, no.
Officially, no. Law enforcement, you heard that. Officially, no. Well, we're going to be presenting King Kong versus Godzilla here in about an hour, and I want to thank Mr. Jeff Carlson for being here. Always a pleasure to see you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And now, on to the movie.
Tonight, we are going to witness the battle royale of giant monsters. Tonight, it's the 1963 classic King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh, yes. King Kong, the raw force of nature. Some people say the very embodiment of the machismo ego in nature. Godzilla, the very embodiment of the nuclear bomb in physical form. So, you could say what we are about to witness is the force of real nature battling man's perversion of nature. Nah, it's just two big rubber monsters fighting, really. That's what we're here to see, right? I mean, two big rubber monsters fighting. Of course, yeah, absolutely. Right, exactly.
Horrors of Spider Island.
8 beautiful girls and 1 lone man struggling for survival, with death, sudden, violent, and horrible, lurking in the shadows.
Horrors of Spider Island.
Out of the night came a fate worse than death. A man's mind twisted, his brain poisoned, with an uncontrollable lust to kill.
Horrors of Spider Island.
A tale of terror that will leave you limp. So hideous and shocking, you won't believe your eyes. His hunger for victims was never satisfied. Prepare to be frightened out of your wits by the
Horrors of Spider Island.
From the depths of hell comes The Devil's Messenger, starring the master of mystery Lon Chaney and Karen Cannon.
My message. You'd have to go back. Up there.
I can't. I won't go back.
You delivered that to a Mr. Donald Powell.
Don't be afraid of me.
The devil's messenger delivers gifts from hell, turning man into a ravaging beast.
I took a picture of that old farmhouse. There's nobody in the picture. You saw it. Was there anybody in it?
No, there wasn't.
Somebody has come out of that house, and they're coming toward me.
Back from the dead, his lovely victim seeks revenge for her horrible death at the hands of a man driven mad by a gift from hell. Trapped in her icy tomb until the devil's messenger exposed her nakedness in her crystal prison.
Now let's get down to here.
She becomes the object of a scientist's lust. His consuming desire for her drives him to commit murder to keep her for himself. Not since Eve received the apple have gifts inflicted such unnatural consequences.
Tonight at midnight, you will be dead.
Just how do you intend to kill me?
I have no idea. I don't even know you.
The crystal ball foreshadows doom, for it is the plaything of the devil, and only he can change the events it foresees. You must see what the devil's messenger has in store for you.
And now back to Bucket of Blood, as Mrs. Swickert may be in for a big surprise. Serves her right for being so nosy, if you ask me.
What's all the noise in here?
Noise, Mrs. Swickert? What noise?
Don't tell me I didn't hear a racket. Are you sure you're all alone?
I'm always alone, Mrs. Swickert.
Walter, have you been talking to yourself again?
Well, I guess maybe I have, Mrs. Swickert. Somebody's got to.
Walter, you know, what you need is a girl. But she doesn't have to be pretty, just so long as she takes good care of you.
Well, I can take real good care of myself, Mrs. Swickert.
Yeah, I can see that. Look at this pad. It's terrible. When did you ever clean it up? And when did you change these sheets last? They look like they're alive.
Mrs. Swickert, I gotta meet some friends in a little while, and I gotta take a shower.
Well, why don't you clean up
if you don't
this
mind.
stuff?
Oh, please,
What's the
Mrs.
matter?
Swickert. Hurt you, Lou. But if you'd have shot me, you'd be mopping up my blood now. I can't help it if I got scared and hit you. I didn't mean it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I didn't know you had it in you, Walter. How'd you do it? Well, I just took some clay and fixed it up. Go home and make something, Walter. Make another cat. But I haven't got another cat.
Well, I reported in here around midnight. Lou had already been gone over an hour. No, nobody seems to know where he went. Why don't you put an alert out on him, and I'll check on him from here. Okay, right.
dark complexion. Hair black and curly. Last seen wearing blue jeans and gray sweater.
Tim Evans was a murderer, all in his prison cell. And those who read about his crimes, they damned his soul to hell, saying, "Go down, you murderer, go down." For the murder of his own true wife and the killing of his own child, the jury found him guilty, and the hanging judge, he smiled.
And dig the fuzz. What do you suppose they wanted? You, man, you.
Hey, maybe they're looking for old Walter. He's a criminal type. Ain't you, Walter?
I'm sorry, Mr. DeSantis.
Oh, that's all right, Walter. Sit down. Sit down.
Greetings, man. I'm not supposed to sit with the customers.
Wait. Now, why shouldn't you sit at the table, Walter? After all, you're a big artist now. A true creator above mere mortals.
What's the big idea?
Idea? I was just telling Walter the truth. Man wanted to pay me $100 for the cat. In fact, he's taking it home to show to his wife. Proves that I underestimated Walter's ability. His work has enormous realism. You can hardly tell it from the real thing.
Well, that sounds like a real put down.
Get off Walter's back, Leonard.
Why on his back?
You're not very funny.
I'm not trying to be. Walter, what are you going to make next? A dog, maybe. Or a bird. How about a few dozen cockroaches from your room?
Hey, man, why don't you make an elephant? I got a new one.
Great. What is it?
It's a full-length, life-size figure. Crazy. What is it called? Murdered Man.
When do we get to see it?
Oh, anytime. Hey, that's a pretty far-out name for a statue. I saw a statue once. It was called "The Third Time Phyllis Saw Me, She Exploded." Well, what kind of a statue was that? I don't know. It was made out of driftwood and dipped in fluoric acid. Very wild.
What's wrong, Leonard?
Nothing at all. It's the food in this dump. Oh, man, you should try the Sorrel sewer. They got wheat germ bagels. Too much. Excuse me, please.
I think he really is sick.
So who isn't?
Sanders, I've been trying to get to you all evening.
Gotta make a call. Gotta call Lieutenant Valdez.
Listen, I was wrong about my wife. She wants that cat after all. Do you hear me? I'll give you that $100 for the cat.
I can't talk to you just now.
All right, then, $200.
No. No.
$300, and that's tops.
$300 for the cat?
I know I'm going out of my mind, but I've been collecting art pieces all over Europe for years. And this boy, Walter Paisley, has got it. I want to buy his first work, and to make very sure that I get it, I'll pay you $500. $500 for the cat, and the first look at his next stuff.
Someone has the cat just now, but I'll have him back in a few days. Then you can have it for the $500.
Oh, thank you, sir. I think I've made a bargain. Call me when you're ready. Good night.
Walked behind, and he saw the sky.
Leonard. You feel better? Listen, I'm going over to Walter's later after the place closes to see Murdered Man. You feel up to coming along?
The rope was fixed around his neck and a washer behind his ear. And the prison bell was tolling, but Tim Evans didn't hear. Saying, "Go down, you murderer, go down."
Look at the size of it.
Well, it's not really that big. I got it on kind of a stand.
Well, let's see it.
I'm a little nervous. I never did a person before.
You can do anything if you set your mind to it.
It's hot in here.
You want me to open a window?
Oh, come on, Walter. Take off the sheet.
Don't you like it?
My lords and ladies, as I said at the top of the show, this is the second time we've presented Bucket of Blood here at the Wrackin Theater. This movie was featured on our very first episode. Why, it seems like only yesterday. Of course, the set was a lot greener then, and so was I. Set was kind of... You know, I was so inspired by Walter Paisley's artistic innovations there that I've decided to try a hand at his technique. I figure it'll be a nice counterpoint to Walter Paisley's Dead Cat. I plan on calling it Nailed Rat. Oh, and by the way, you know, Walter Paisley is being portrayed tonight by the great character actor Dick Miller, who, by the way, has been in every motion picture and TV series ever made. Well, you know, just about. No, I mean it. From It Conquered the World to Pulp Fiction to Terminator 2. On TV, from Dragnet to Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Dick Miller has been in all of them. But tonight's film is his only starring role. But, you know, with a career like that, who cares? We'll go back to A Bucket of Blood in just a moment after these plaintive pleas for your economic attention. Well, that's not too bad. Be a nail. Come on, be a nail! Was I ever really that young? I never did get that clay to stick to the rat, either.
Time 7:19. An unidentified object was picked up 200 miles southwest of Point Barrow, Alaska. Height, 75,000 feet. Estimated speed, 5,000 miles per hour. White warning. 7:54. First interceptor flight airborne. Point of interception, 80 miles due west of San Francisco, California. 7:55. Unidentified object past point of interception. Red warning. The account of a handful of people who, in the course of one desperate night, fought off an unknown, unseen menace from another world. Doubly terrifying because it was invisible.
Is that you, Doctor?
By no earthly law, possessing weird and enormous powers, these strange teenagers from outer space invade the Earth and prepare to possess its women. Nothing can stop their deadly advance. Earthmen are no match for their superhuman powers. They blast the flesh off humans. A moment before, she was a beautiful young girl. Now, she's a skeleton.
Walter, it's a masterpiece. I've never seen anything like it before. And I hope I never see anything like it again.
Neither do I.
It's hideous, and it's eloquent. It expresses modern man and all his self-pity. How did you ever find that in yourself, Walter?
Well, it wasn't easy.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
I've never seen anyone so squeamish. What's your opinion, Leonard?
Don't ask me.
Oh, come on. Now, even you must see its value. Do you think that you or I could have conceived of such a thing, much less executed it? Well, then admit it. It's a work of genius.
I admit it. Then let's take it down to the yellow door. No.
Why not?
I'll tell you. But you cover it up again, please, huh? Please. Thank you.
What is all this nonsense? Why do you want to hide it?
Well, I've been thinking. I didn't realize how much talent Walter actually had. It would be wrong to show his pieces one at a time. Dead wrong.
You're right. He should build a collection first.
Yes. That's the idea. Maybe when it's big enough, we can have a show.
A show?
Yeah.
Just for me?
No, well, not exactly. I mean, you take years and years. It's getting hot again. Well, it would take you years to make that many statues, but your work would be featured.
It's a wonderful idea, Walter. It's the only way to gain recognition. All the big art critics and art dealers will be there. It'll be an event.
Yes, then we can unload. We'd sell this stuff for a lot more.
But the show, how soon can we go?
Well, don't rush things. It takes time. But first of all, you've got to stop making these horrible statues. Carla and I will guide you. Maybe you can turn to freeform.
Freeform?
Well, that's the movement today.
With his talent for realism?
But you can see the direction his realism takes. It's unhealthy.
But you said I was a genius. I don't want to be a busboy anymore.
Yes, maybe you got a point there. You shouldn't keep working at the yellow door. Look, I'm sure that man is going to buy your dead cat. So here's your fee in advance. $50. And if you need more, I've got it, so don't worry. I've got great faith in you, Walter.
Gee, $50 for something I made.
Now you're a professional.
Let's go.
Okay. Good night, Walter. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, but don't rush things. You got all the time in the world. Come on, Carla.
Good night.
Mrs. Swicker?
Oh, sure you are, Walter.
I am. Look. Good heavens.
Я цыган, сын полей полей, помню я безумные ночи, песни, пляски, дивный звон гитар и любви пленительный угар. Лишь только хор цыганок запоет.
One of the greatest advances in modern poetry is the elimination of clarity. I am proud to say my poetry is only understood by that minority which is aware.
Aware of what? Why, not of anything, stupid, just aware.
Man, this place is beginning to feel like a lineup. Yeah, baby. If it don't cool out pretty soon, I'm gonna haunt somebody else's joint. We may have to start drinking.
Старый милый звон, отзвучали песенки цыган, давно закрыть любимый ресторан.
Yes, man, yes, yes. That's my man, yes. Yes, man, yes.
Good evening, Walter.
Good evening, Paula. Sylvia, didn't you see me wave my Zen stick?
Oh, it's Walter Paisley.
Bring me a cappuccino and a piece of papaya cheesecake. And a bottle of Yugoslavian white wine.
Yes, sir, Mr. Paisley.
Good evening, Walter. Maxwell, how have you been?
I see the rewards of achievement have come your way.
Well, after all, I'm a successful sculptor now.
Indeed.
Hey, man, dig Walter the Wigger. He's coming out like he just cured cancer. Let us make the scene. Crazy.
I was just suggesting to Walter that he try his hand at freeform.
Why do you suggest anything to Walter? Are you the spokesman for society come to put your stifling finger in his eye?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Oh, well, now, who invited these two down from the clouds?
Maxwell, yoo-hoo.
Clear the table. Bring a bowl. I may be sick.
It's Alice the Opal. Comes to spread cheer and color. Look at my suntan, everybody.
Do we have to?
Where have you been, Alice? I went up to Big Sur to look for Henry Miller.
You didn't find him, I hope.
No, he's in Europe.
Good.
Why is the busboy sitting here?
I'm not the busboy anymore.
That's right. Walter has become a sculptor.
Oh, really? I'm a model, you know. I only charge $25 an hour. Would you like to do me?
I just might.
Never mind that. Walter's going to try freeform. There you go again. I may take my business to the Sorrel Sewer.
As a matter of fact, I was going to suggest to Walter that he try a female figure. As a change from the violent death theme. He really should, Walter. You know what? If you like, I'll be your model for free.
I couldn't. Not you.
Man, if you're going to be an artist, you've got to do nudes.
Right. Ain't nobody an artist unless he does nude. Will you get them out of here before we wind up in night court?
Oh, let's change the subject. I'm sick of hearing about sculpture. Nobody knows how to do that anymore. Much less the busboy from the Yellow Door.
Who do you think you're talking about?
Don't shout at me.
I don't like you.
Nobody asked for your opinion, Walter. You're just a simple little farm boy, and the rest of us are all sophisticated beatniks.
That's all, man. Let's split.
Yeah, man. I gotta make me some air.
See, you made them leave.
What did I do?
The first beneficial service of your benighted life. It proves we're all good for something.
Are you saying that this busboy is better than I?
Yes.
I think this whole bit about him being a sculptor is just a big put-on for my benefit.
That's not true. I am a sculptor.
Oh, yeah? Prove it. Make something out of this.
There. Hand.
That isn't a real hand. If you were a sculptor, you'd create something for me.
A harpoon would be very nice.
I'm going home.
Alice? You're obnoxious.
But he's such an idiot.
And now, my lords and ladies, the second of our featured artists tonight. This man has set himself a rather amazing challenge that all horror and horror host fans should be aware of. My lords and ladies, please welcome all the way from the wilds of Sin City itself, Las Vegas, Nevada, here is Mr. Bradley Beard. Bradley, welcome to the Nerve-Wrackin Theater.
Thank you, Lord Blood-Rah. It's an honor to be here tonight, and I appreciate you having me on your show.
So, you have been extraordinarily busy, as all of your Facebook friends know. Can you fill everyone in on what you've been doing?
Well, what I've been doing for the past year is designing and presenting a new piece of horror art on Facebook every single day. The project initially started with classic horror characters. I called it my 3113 challenge for the month of October in 2014. The challenge was to design and present a new piece of artwork every single day for the month of October, and then for the last 13 days to present an additional piece for a total of 44 pieces throughout the month. I had gained some new followers at that point, and I got such a great response from my family and friends throughout the process that I decided to continue it until the end of December, at which point I called it my Nightmare Until Christmas Challenge. And at that point, my father and my wife suggested that I continue it for a year. And at that point, that's when it decided to take on a life of its own.
So, what first drew you to horror hosts as your inspiration?
Well, what drew me to horror and horror hosts was, as a child, I used to watch horror movies with my father. We used to watch Chuck Akery. After I moved out to Las Vegas, we had Count Cool Rider out here, who I watched for many years. And when I got to the end of December, I realized I needed a lot of reference to be able to fill an entire year. So Professor Anton Griffin from Austin, Texas was a horror host who started following my work early on in the project. And I suggested to him the idea of me designing horror hosts, an idea which he immediately loved. And I asked him if he could help me by presenting a list to me of different horror hosts who I might present. So as I started designing the hosts and presenting them, he was sharing them on different avenues on Facebook, and he just got an immediate response from all the different horror hosts out there. And it became something that was immediately embraced by the horror host community, and it just felt like something that needed to be continued.
Well, I know everyone has just been thrilled with your art. In fact, I myself was honored with a Bradley Beard portrait, and I just found it amazing.
Well, thank you so much, Lord Blood-Rah. I'm glad that you appreciate the portrait that I did design for you. And
Bradley, our movie tonight is Bucket of Blood, about an artist who finds he has to kill to create art. So I have to ask you, have you ever killed anyone for your art?
Well, actually, to be quite honest, no, I haven't yet, but maybe only myself. In reality, I'm not actually Bradley Beard. I'm just his doppelganger sitting here today, so be careful.
Oh, I see. So the real Bradley Beard must be hiding out for legal reasons. I'll take that as a yes. So tell me, where can everybody find out about your, or the real Bradley Beard's artwork?
Well, Lord Blood-Rah, for all your followers out there, they can check out more of my artwork by going to my Facebook page under Bradley Beard, or Googling Bradley Beard Artist, and that will bring up the different avenues to which they can see my art.
Well, thank you, Bradley, for appearing here on the Nerve-Wrackin' Theater. I'll let you quietly slip off into the shadows now, because I know that law enforcement can be relentless. And after this, we'll see Walter create yet another masterpiece.
That it could happen in America. That it could happen now. That it could ever happen to me. Another murder tonight. At Watergate. My apartment. Put a guard on me.
you doing here?
I wanted to apologize for being nasty to you this evening.
So you're apologized. Good night. Listen, Twerp, why don't you get out of here and let me go to bed?
I didn't finish talking to you. I decided to make that female figure after all.
Oh?
And I'd like you to pose for it.
Remember what I said about my price?
$25 an hour.
If you want to pay it, I don't mind posing. When do you want to start work?
Tonight?
You mean right now?
Uh-huh.
Wait till I get my sweater. Could use a little more heat around this place.
It's bad for the clay. You'll get used to it.
Well, I'm almost ready.
Here. Sit in this chair and I'll pose you.
Kind of rickety. How's this pose?
Oh, that's fine. It's very good. Just stay like that.
That doesn't look like very much clay.
Oh, it's enough. Put this around your neck.
Breakfast.
Watch it. The plate's hot.
Are these fertile eggs?
Are these eggs fertile? Naturally.
What'd you fry them in?
We ran out of the safflower seed oil, but I found a bottle of peanut oil on the shelf. Don't worry, it's not hydrogenated.
Is that the cold-pressed stuff or the junk Hilda bought by mistake?
Yes, man, yes. Hi.
Good morning, Walter.
Hi, Walter. What brings you here?
Have some breakfast, man. What are you having?
Soy and wheat germ pancakes, organic guava nectar, calcium lactate and tomato juice, and garbanzo omelets sprinkled with smoked yeast. Join us?
No, thanks. Sounds great, though. I brought something to show you. Could I have some of the guys help me?
Is it Murdered Man?
It's better.
Come on.
Boarders. Put it in the middle of the room.
When did you do this, Walter?
Last night. It doesn't take me very long.
I should say not.
Well, let's see it, man.
Walter, I can't believe it.
I'm honored to know this man.
Do you think it's nice? Hey, she's beautiful. Do you think it's nicer than Murdered Man?
Oh, I don't know, Walter. It's impossible to choose. They're both great.
Walter, I'm deeply moved. To show my appreciation, I'm going to give a party tonight at the Yellow Door, in your honor. And I shall compose a poem.
Some more champagne, Your Majesty?
Here.
Where?
There. That's fine. Man, let's have another little kiss.
Walter, you're a wretch.
Yeah?
Here I go. Right. Here we go. All right. Walter. The bird that flies now pays later through the nose of ambidextrous apathy. Necrophiles may dance upon the placemats in an orgy of togetherness. The highway of life cuts sharply through the shady ghettos and the ivy-covered tombs, and laughter rings from every time capsule in the star-spangled firmament. And in the deep freeze, it is the children's hour, and no one knows that Duncan is murdered, and no one knows that Walter Paisley is born. Duncan knows. Tuesday sunrise knows. Alley cats and garbage cans and steaming pavements and you and I and the nude descending the staircase and all such things with souls, we know that Walter Paisley is born. Ring rubber bells, beat cotton gongs, strike silken cymbals, play leathern flutes, the cats and cans and you and I and all such things with souls. We shall hear Walter Paisley is born, and the souls become flesh. Walter Paisley is born.
Marvelous, darling, marvelous.
Man, like that was the greatest gas I ever heard.
Crazy, what did he say? Didn't you hear him? No, man, I'm too far out.
Maxwell, that was magnificent.
I feel so elevated.
Walter deserved every word of it.
Makes me so glad I'm aware.
Did you hear what he said?
Yes, Walter.
All about me. It's true, isn't it?
Every word.
You better hold off on the bubbly, artist.
Yeah, why?
You might talk too much.
What would I say?
Most anything, I expect.
Are you two trying to ignore the rest of us?
Oh, not me, Maxwell. I wouldn't ignore you. I know what it is to be ignored.
Tell us what you're going to do next, Walter.
I'm going to make the most wonderful, wildest, wickedest things you've ever seen. I'm going to make big statues and little statues, tall statues and short statues. I'm going to make statues of nobodies and statues of famous people, statues of actors and poets and people who sell things on television, and a statue of the mayor and some opera singers and their intimate friends. And everybody will say, Walter, let me shake your hand. It's been a real pleasure to have known you. Alley cats and garbage cans, they know that Walter Paisley is born. Ring rubber bells, beat cotton gongs, strike silken cymbals, play leathern flutes. Tell us what you're gonna do next, Walter. I'm gonna make big statues, little statues, movie stars and poets, and guys who sell things on television. And the mayor and some opera singers. That's what you're gonna do next, Walter. What am I gonna do next? What am I gonna do next? I gotta do something before they forget. I know what it's like to be ignored.
Who are you? What do you want?
Life is an obscure hobo, bumming a ride on the omnibus of art.
Huh? What'd you say?
What is not creation is graham crackers. Let them all crumble to feed the creator.
Oh, beat it. You must be nuts.
Who's that? Gliding down the alley, kind of cool and crazy. Why, that's our man. That's Walter Paisley. He's slouching towards the Yellow Door Cafe, shifting cups of Java just to earn his pay. But the poet's words shine like a corn-fed dime, and Walter Paisley dreams while the black espresso steams. And now art is the thing to turn a slob into a king. Now here's our man, Walter Paisley, elbow deep in clay and going crazy. See, the clay just won't move to suit his groove. I mean, it won't take shape of any kind. Oh well, guess the dead cat won't mind. And after the cat, we'll see where it's at. Now dig our man, Walter Paisley. He's a big-time artist, still going crazy. You see, Dead Cat was a hit. Now he can't quit. Life is art, and that's gone to his head, but his art is lifeless, made from the dead. To satisfy his muse, he must kill and abuse. Now here comes our man, Walter Paisley. Sweet, sweet Walter, long gone crazy. He needs models. He needs more. Who's that? Knocking on your door. Why, that's our man. That's Walter Paisley. Walter Paisley. Walter Paisley. Walter Paisley. Walter Paisley. Walter Paisley.
I am Sir George, possessor of the magic sword. By its powers, I will lead you on the 7 great adventures, each one mightier than the other. Together we will go where no man has ever gone, into the land of terror itself, where the Superman of evil is king.
Let no man face my 7 curses and reach the dragon's lair.
Together we will dare the demons of the green flame. See the white-hot face of the fiery rock. Enter the mammoth cave that closes behind you, where humans are trapped, entombed. Brave the volcanic inferno of the boiling crater. See the miracle of the magic sword. Battle the gigantic ogre. Gaze into the magic pool. See the enchanted beauty, enslaved by the master of the black arts. Meet Sybil, the weirdest witch who ever brewed up a cauldron of spells.
I wonder what Sybil's cooking up.
Riches of headache, blacker than black, demons of shame, flesh on the rack.
See the attempted rescue from the sorcerer's castle. See the terrors of the dungeon torture chamber. See the terrifying fate of the shrunken people, cast under an evil spell by Lodak, greatest magician of them all. See the 2-headed dragon of Lodak that no mortal ever faced and lived. You will be thrilled to the hilt by the magic sword, none like it since the world began. A 2,000-year-old legend Hollywood waited until now to tell. The magic sword.
This engine's still warm.
Say, did you see the skid marks out here? They go at a direct right angle to the direction of travel.
No digs in the macadam either. Somebody was hurt. There's blood all over this thing.
What is this black menace that kills everything it sees and hears? No human mind could imagine the enormous destructive power of this maddened, killing thing. If you're young people in love, look out. If you're driving a lonely road, you're as good as dead.
There's been a lot of livestock missing lately. That doesn't make headlines, but now it's people.
Never in the history of the United States, a monster of such size and power and horrifying hatred of man.
As we return to Bucket of Blood, Dear Walter is about to present his latest artistic achievement.
Hello, Leonard. Beautiful morning, isn't it?
Was. What's that you got in the box?
Just wait till you see this.
Extra, extra, horrible murder in furniture factory. Read about the man who got cut in half. Extra, extra. Police can only find part of it.
Leonard.
Read all about it.
What's the matter, Leonard?
You made a bust.
Yeah, isn't it wonderful? What's the matter, Leonard?
Put it down, Walter, please. Walter, listen to me carefully. I don't want you to make any more statues. Do you understand? No more statues.
Why not? I gotta make statues, Leonard. You heard Brock. They want me to make them. If I stop making them, I'll just be a busboy again.
Brock, he's behind all of this with his stupid, bitter poetry. Listen, you've got to stop and right away. I'm beginning to feel responsible.
Why? What did you do?
Never mind. Walter, I've decided to have that show for you right away. Yes. When Carla comes, we'll have her work up some nice invitations. We'll have them printed up. We'll invite the critics and the art collectors. We'll tell them.
Well, I don't see why we can't go.
Mr. Leonard DeSantis is afraid to have you come. You who buy his coffee that lure his tourists. You are the heart and soul and meat of the Yellow Door. He slighted you.
Did you get an invitation?
I did not, but I'm going anyway. Not to drink his champagne, but to see Walter's triumph. After that, we go no more.
Hi, Maxwell.
I won't say good luck, Walter.
Why not?
It would imply you could not succeed on your ability alone.
You look so handsome.
I do. So do you. I mean, you look so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Are you ready?
Oh, we've got plenty of time.
I know, but I wanted to talk to you.
Okay, we can go now if you like. Bye.
Later, man, later.
Swing.
Man, why do you suppose Walter wants to get her alone?
Do you suppose he could be physically attracted to her?
No, man, he ain't the type. He don't get enough vitamin E.
Carla, I've been alone for a long time, and I know you've been alone, because you never seem to go out with anybody, even though Leonard's always asking you to go out with him, and I just...
What are you trying to say?
Carla, I don't want to make statues anymore. I want to get married. To you.
How long have you been thinking about this, Walter?
Oh, for a long time. Ever since you first came to work at the club. You were the only one who was ever nice to me. I didn't know you loved me until you kissed me.
Walter, I do like you. And I did kiss you. But that was because of your work. There's more to being in love with someone than just that.
You mean you don't love me?
I'm afraid that's what I mean.
But you gotta love me. Why do you think I made that statue of Alice?
Walter, I'm sorry, but
You just can't be sorry. I want to marry you.
Now calm down, Walter, and let's go in there and then maybe when the show's over we can talk about it.
Well, I don't want to talk about it. I get it. I see the whole thing now. Nobody knows that Walter Paisley is born. Carla, will you do one favor for me?
Just about anything, Walter.
Would you let me make a statue of you?
Would you really like to? That'd make me very happy.
Okay. Tonight. I'll make a statue of you tonight. Okay?
Come on.
No, thanks.
This could bring about a return to realism.
Yes, a one-man return. We have many artists about, but no craftsmen. This man knows his anatomy.
I'd give $1,500 for this.
After you read my review, it'll probably cost you $5,000.
So what's the trouble? Why should you be so depressed? Have you heard the things they're saying? You can make $25,000 on these pieces alone.
I thought you put money down.
I do, but $25,000?
Leave me alone.
Man, we have come to make this scene.
Want some cappuccino, man? We got the bread.
We're not open for business. This is an art exhibit. No bums. Get out.
That art is of a man, and he's sober.
Yeah, well, that's his problem.
All right, man, all right. We'll wait outside.
Yeah, you wait outside.
Assume the position and open your minds wide. It's time for your Cranial Cavity Search. Yes, my lords and ladies, the Cranial Cavity Search. Here's a chance for you great geeks out there to prove your geek cred by showing what you know. And tonight's Cranial Cavity Search question is about another classic horror film concerning an artist who loses his sanity in pursuit of his art. 1953's House of Wax, starring the great Vincent Price. House of Wax was actually a remake of the 1933 film The Mystery of the Wax Museum, starring Lionel Atwill. In that movie, the mad sculptor of wax was named Ivan Igor. Or was it Igor? Anyway, the name of the character was changed when Mr. Price reprised the role in House of Wax. What was the name of Vincent Price's character in House of Wax? A. Professor Henry Jared. B. Dr. Francois Bukinski. C. Perrin the Great. Or D, Professor Mormont? Do you know, my lords and ladies? Think about it a while. And speaking of wax figures, here are a few stiffs who are trying to sell you something. Ha-ha! And the answer to tonight's cranial cavity search question. What was the name of Vincent Price's character in House of Wax? It was A, Professor Henry Jared. I assume that name was changed from Ivan Igor to avoid confusion with the character Igor that Bela Lugosi portrayed in Son of Frankenstein. Perhaps not, who knows. But now, my lords and ladies, on to the conclusion of Bucket of Blood, as things go from bad to worse for our heart-sick Walter.
Carla? What's the matter?
Walter, there's a body inside that statue.
Oh, that's Alice. It's all right, Carla. Maxwell says it's all right. Let them become clay in his hands that he might mold them.
Walter, you stay away from me.
Don't you see, Carla? I made them immortal. Don't you see, I can do the same for you.
I'm going at the base. I'm going with you.
Hey, man, what is the score?
Walter Paisley's a murderer.
Ah, man, I saw him chasing Carla down the street.
What was that? Nobody knows I'm here.
Walter.
No. They couldn't know. They're dead. No. How could they know?
Did you see him?
He's hiding around here someplace.
He can't hide just because we're in clay and he isn't.
Walter, go home.
He won't know where else to go.
Walter, go home.
Where is he?
We'll find him.
We'll have him soon, Lou.
We'll teach him he can't murder us and get away with it, won't we?
Walter. What you gonna do now, Walter?
I'll hide where they'll never find me.
There's his rummy. He's gone crazy.
Paisley! Paisley, open up! Paisley!
I suppose he would have called it Hanging Man. His greatest work.
Well, our Walter met a very sad end. But you know, it's not always that way with artists. And I'm sure that our two featured artists tonight, Mr. Jeff Carlson and Mr. Bradley Beard, have very bright futures ahead of them. My lords and ladies, please join me in thanking Jeff Carlson and Bradley Beard for appearing tonight on the Wrackin Theater and for all the great work they've done. And my lords and ladies, I'd like to thank you for watching and invite you all back again next week when we'll do whatever this is all over again. As always, I am Lord Blood-Rah saying, geek out.